Um, Today is January 15th. Let's talk about everything happened on the 14th, Tuesday night. The first game is the Cavs beat the Pacers 127-117. Pacers just beat the Cavs just the other day and now and broke their like 10-game winning streak or something like that. Pacers actually been beating a lot of good teams. Good win for the Cavs. Great game for Donovan Mitchell. He hasn't scored over 30 points forever. Finally has a good game, 35 points with 3 threes. Got to the line 8 times. That's great. Darius Garland continues to pump up good numbers. 24 points, 7 assists, a steal, and 2 threes. Jared Allen, a steal and a block, 16 points. And Mobley had 22 and 13. Yeah, they're just everybody gets some. Everybody gets some, right? Very rarely you see Mobley score just 7 points and Donovan goes for 50. They're spreading the ball around. Everybody's getting something. Karis LeVert come off the bench, even though he shot 1 for 6, but 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. To me, Karis LeVert is not a must roster. But if you need the content, you don't care about the efficiency at all, then he might fit really good with your team. Then you could have him. But the minutes it's not there, just 26 minutes. For the Pacers, okay, they don't have Tyrese Halliburton here. So Andrew Nembhard, he started, had 9 assists. Yeah, everybody who playing within the offense just gets a lot of assist, right? Easy assists if you have the ball in your hand a lot. So good game for him. He needs to be rostered if Tyrese Halliburton is out. Had 3 steals as well. Ben Shepherd got the start. Sure, we could stream him if Tyrese continues to be out. Benedict had a great game with 19 points. At this point, he's just a must roster. If you try to sell high, it didn't work. Who knows when Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith will be back. So Pascal Siakam had 23 minutes, pretty good game from Siakam, but he's just super consistent. Nothing really ever changes. And Miles Turner had 0 blocks here, and he was a minus 20. Moving on to the next one, the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Sixers. Yeah, the Sixers, they just waved the white flag for this one because they do have a back-to-back. They're like, yeah, we're giving this one up. We're going to play Paul George and Embiid maybe tomorrow or today. So Shea played 33 minutes, still 32 points. Another super consistent top 3 player. Just like Siakam, it's almost guaranteed he's going to give you 30 points. And he doesn't, and actually really he gets 40. Only took 15 shots, 9 assists, 2 steals and block. Amazing. Cason Wallace played huge minutes. Yeah, I mean, he gets huge minutes. You could definitely stream him. For threes and steals, he give you those, but the minutes a little bit inconsistent. But you could have him, right? Especially if you need those 2 categories. Isaiah Hartenstein, 16 rebounds and steal and block. He's playing really well right now and playing huge minutes. I just don't know if Chet Holmgren comes back. A lot of situations, I don't know if Isaiah Hartenstein is guaranteed to have to play 30 minutes. Jalen Williams also had a great one, 24 points, 3 steals and a block, 66, 2 threes. Yeah. Against the bad Sixers team, everybody played well, and Lou Dort only 27 minutes here. He's just a streamer. For the Sixers, I don't think Embiid and Paul George is going to be out more games. So if you're streaming Eric Jackson, Eric Gordon, be ready to drop these guys. And Yabu Sali, if you already have him, keep him for tonight. Even if Embiid plays, because he still would get like 25 minutes and put up some numbers. He hit 3 threes here. He's a guy that actually takes and makes threes. But as a center, he actually doesn't get that many blocks. He's not a big dude. He's only 6'6", so that's, Kelly Oubre Jr. goes 2 for 10, yeah. They play this guy, Justin Edwards. Not sure who. This is another rookie. He popped off, but yeah. Let's not worry about that. It's all garbage time. The next one, the Atlanta Hawks beat the Phoenix Suns 117-122. Trae Young popped off here with 43 points. Yeah, we are still waiting for that Bradley Beal trade. Meanwhile, Bradley Beal is just not getting 30 minutes. What are you going to do? You have to hold on to him, and hopefully the trade goes through quickly. But after the trade deadline, there's still no trade. Like, Beal can definitely be droppable, right? Played just 28 minutes here. And even when he played 35, he's not exactly a top 50 player. Yeah, so like top 70, 80-ish. And that in itself, 88th ranked player. He just really give you good points, but not much else. I guess the efficiency was good for him. So Devin Booker, with Beal coming off the bench, Booker and KD, they are playing much, much better. Devin Booker hit 7 threes, 35 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals. Great. KD, same thing with 6 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. And they actually, when they were on the court, they were winning. They were +6 and +5. They started Mason Plumlee. Where is Yusuf Nurkic? The guy is just being ass. So Mason Plumlee needs to be picked up, if you want him to give you some peripheral stats. Ryan Dunn, they would start him, but end up giving Grayson Allen more minutes. Royce O'Neal is also back. So any of these guys, if there's a back-to-back, you need threes and defensive stats, sure. Grayson Allen continues to do what he does, hit 3 threes. Why doesn't he get more shots? Why does he only get 4? He's a really, really good 3-point shooter. They should honestly, they could run more plays for him instead of just having him standing in a corner. But yeah, just an idea. The Suns, I think they're gonna barely make the playoffs and just lose in the first round. That's what it looks like at the moment. Atlanta Hawks, great game by Trey, 43 points, but only 5 assists. Yeah, you can't expect him to dish out 15 assists with 43 points and 3 steals. Great game, and 6 threes as well. He took 31 field goals, which, this game, because a lot of times the other team's defense, they would trap Trey Young. They would make him get rid of the ball. But this game, Phoenix is like, yeah, we're gonna play you straight up. You can take 31 shots, and they lost. Dyson Daniels was a -10, but he did have 3 steals. Amazing. Just continued to average 3 steals a game. Clint Capella, 20 minutes, 3 points, not much else, while Okungwu played 28. He popped off Okungwu. But both guys are just streamers. Ricochet played 17 minutes. Yeah, Vid played 34. I would prioritize Vid streaming-wise. And Bogdanovic, and I think DeAndre Hunter was out. Bogdanovic, even with DeAndre Hunter out, only gets 26 minutes. In this game, Jalen Johnson is also out. So it seems like he's just not getting a lot of minutes. He's not a much roster. Maybe a streamer for threes, that's it. He did have 2 threes here and 3 assists. Moving on to the next one, the New Orleans Pelicans. They beat the Bulls 119-113. How about Trey Murphy? He's got to be a sell high. If Ingram comes back, he's just not going to get this level of minutes. 12 for 12 on the line. But we know how good this guy is. Now we know. He has that top 30 potential. Like, if there's no Brandon Ingram, he could be a top 30 player rest of the way. Right? On the season, where is his rank? Trey Murphy. 23rd ranked player, yeah. He's averaging over 20 points, over 3 threes. Good defensive stats and good free throw, and doesn't really turn the ball over, right? 1.6 turnovers. So he's putting up amazing numbers. 3-and-D guy, basically a 3-and-D guy, but score over 20 points. So crazy. Zion Williamson, he only gets 24 minutes. I don't know why. Maybe just because the injury prone. Zion is just gonna be a pain. I feel like one of those years in fantasy, like, depending where you take him, he's going to have a great year. Just play like 60 games, 65 games, and average 28 points, something like that. 10 for 14 field goal is really good, but with Zion, you got a pound field goal. 9 assists is good, 7 rebounds and a block. Pretty good. Missy played just 60 minutes. I'm not sure why. Daniel Theis got 25, but we just roster him and, worry about later. CJ only hit 2 threes, 5 assists. He had an off night, but he's been amazing in the last 2 weeks. And Dejounte Murray cannot find his touch on this team offensively. Another rough night, 4 for 14. He's 4 for 11 from 3, so the other 3 field goals he just missed. I don't know what's going on. 7 rebounds, 7 assists is nice, but he's really got to figure out how to shoot or find his spot on the floor. For the Bulls, Zach LaVine continued to another good one. He didn't score 30, but 25 points, 5 assists, and 4 threes and a steal, pretty good. While Josh Giddey, how about Josh Giddey? How about him? 34 minutes, 2 for 12. Yeah, that's okay. 13 rebounds, 12 assists, 4 steals and block. He's popping off. Honestly, I'll try to sell him. If I can get a top 40-ish, 50 player, and it also depends on what you need. If you don't need the rebound and the assist, right, maybe try to sell him. But he's playing amazing at the moment. So is Lonzo Ball, honestly. These two guys, but Lonzo Ball is not getting huge minutes, because the injury, the knee. But if they ever give him 28 minutes a night, I think in category league he's a must roster. 3 threes, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal and a block. He can do everything. So yeah, Kobe White, 22 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. Another thing is Lonzo Ball. They gotta find minutes for him. So it's kind of hard if Kobe White and Josh Giddey getting 30 plus minutes every single night. He's just not gonna play, 30 minutes unless, I don't know, if Zach LaVine gets traded or something. If something happens. But he really is the only guy from the Bulls that have any, fantasy value. The other guys, they're not really relevant. The next one, the Kings got destroyed by the Bucks. I think they won like 7 straight, and they lost a couple of games recently. The Kings, they're 10 seed, 7-3 in the last 10. De'Aaron Fox, 20 points, 6 assists, 11 rebounds, 2 threes, pretty good. And they didn't now have Malik Beasley. So every time Malik Beasley or De'Aaron Fox is out, Keon Ellis is the guy we want to stream. He gets a lot of defensive stats. Hit 5 threes here, only 1 steal, but yeah, Sabonis still had a triple double almost. 10 rebound, 9 assists, and a steal. Pretty good game from him. Well, DeMar DeRozan popped off with 28 points, 8 for 9 from the line. It's still kind of hard for DeMar DeRozan to find his role on this team offensively. This game, they didn't have Malik Monk, but they have a lot of guys that can get buckets in the fourth quarter. So what should DeMar DeRozan be doing when the other guys have the ball? Maybe get more defensive stats. Keegan Murray also played huge minutes, 3 threes, 7 rebounds. He's also been disappointing, Keegan Murray. But he's just got to hit more threes. For the Bucks, Giannis, 33 points. He's always going to get his. Added 13 assists as well. So that's very impressive, and 2 blocks. Damian Lillard, hit 5 threes, 24 points. This is the Damian Lillard game. Typical Damian Lillard game. And Brook Lopez, his blocks just completely disappear. And that's what's going to happen. Honestly, sometimes it depends on which team you play. Sometimes it just depends on how aggressive. Like, let's say you get into foul trouble. Like, he had 3 fouls here. You're just not going to go for those blocks, right? Has something to do with how the referee is and then could mess with your confidence. So, yeah, not the best game. But, offensively, really good, but just no blocks. And he hasn't had block parties in a while. And then the other 3-and-D guys, the minutes, Taurean Prince stars get 23, and Andre Jackson stars get 14. Right, AJ Green come off the bench. He's the one gets the most minutes. So if you want to stream for threes, he's the most reliable option on this team. AJ Green. Moving on to the next one, we have the Denver Nuggets beat the Mavericks. Yeah, I mean, they don't have anybody. Actually, they got Kyrie back. It's easy work, easy night for the MVP, and Jamal Murray scores 45 points. Now, if Jamal Murray can play at the level, I think Denver, they're still the top 2 teams in the West. The West this year is also kind of open, right? Thunder, even though they have a great regular season record, but let's say Jamal Murray is playing at this level, I take Denver over OKC. And outside of OKC, right, can we trust the Grizzlies? Can we trust the Rockets in the playoffs? Right, Mavericks could also always be dangerous, like, it might be like a 50-50 series versus anybody. If Mavericks play Thunder, right? Could be a 50-50 series. But yeah, if Jamal Murray is playing like this, yeah. And now also this year Russell Westbrook rediscovered himself. Even though he went 3 for 11 here, but he's contributing in so many different ways on this team, and they're using him correctly. And with Aaron Gordon back, now he's off the bench now. Eventually, I don't know what they're going to do. But Russell Westbrook, regardless, he will be getting minutes. So that's what we know. And Jokic, here we go. Jamal Murray, 45 points. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to score 7 points. I'm going to chill, 14 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals. Jokic is a guy that if the guards have it going or someone else, he's more than happy to not score. He's a pass-first guy, so Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. had 3 threes, 13 points. That's great. Christian Braun had 3 blocks. So Christian Braun, Peyton Watson, these guys, we for sure could stream them, right? And maybe Aaron Gordon, maybe once he started getting 30 minutes, we don't know when that's going to be. For the Mavericks, Kyrie Murphy came back, really struggled here, 4 for 18, 4 steals and a block. Yeah, like Kyrie is very, very efficient. We know that, but if he's the number one guy, right, his percentage is going to be bad. That he needs to look up, especially versus elite defenses. Yeah, Klay Thompson played just 20 minutes because the blowout, hit 2 threes. And now with Kyrie back, like if you have Quentin Grimes, okay, you could still have him, but unless there's a back-to-back, same thing with Spencer Dinwiddie, I would leave these guys on the waiver wire or pick somebody else up. Derek Lively, did he get hurt again? My God, yeah, he must have gotten hurt. Played just 4 minutes. The guy gets injured a lot. I don't know what's going on with him. PJ Washington, just doing what he's always been doing. The last game of the night, let's talk about it. We have the Brooklyn Nets. Ooh, high-scoring game. Brooklyn Nets beat the Portland Trailblazers 130-114. Okay, this game they started Noah Clowney at the center's position. Where is Nicholas Claxton? I guess he was out. So Noah Clowney went off. That's interesting. A lot of times, a power forward, or even like in Jalen Williams' case, you play him in the center, they started putting up really good big numbers. Because on the perimeter, the opposing center, who's the opposing center here? DeAndre Ayton, right? You can't just do whatever on the perimeter. You get a lot more movement, a lot more freedom. You also get more defensive stats. 4 threes, 2 steals, a block, sure. Like you already have Noah Clowney. Oh, they also this game they got Cameron Johnson back, who had a big game with 24 points and 2 threes. He's a sell high always if you can. Honestly, all the Nets guys, like if Ben Simmons put together a nice 5-game stretch, first of all, he's going to get hurt. So, all these guys, if you can get value back, because you just don't know. Like D'Lo came off the bench, played 20 minutes, right? Cam Thomas is still out. Like who's getting what minutes? We just don't know. Enjoy the value at the moment. Same thing with Noah, especially Noah Clowney. Because they started Cameron Johnson. They're going to start Cameron Johnson for sure. And they're going to start Claxton. Is Noah Clowney going to be the power forward? And then he has to share minutes with Ben Simmons and all the other guys. So we still don't know. So any Nets guys, if they play well, try to sell them. Right? Keon Johnson, he played well here. If you can get any value, right? These guys could be using a 2-for-1 trade. And D'Lo came back. D'Lo is a must roster. Even though he only played 21 minutes, he's a guy that needs to be rostered. 9 assists and 4 steals in 21 minutes is pretty crazy. And he also hit 3 threes. So he's playing a lot better, even in just 21 minutes. For Portland, what's very interesting is that they started Scoot Henderson, and he popped off. 30. Yeah, we pick him up after this game. I mean, there's injuries going on. We know Jeremy Grant, Danny Advia was out, right? But we just pick him up and see how things go. If he goes back, there will be games the most important thing for me is to just look at his minutes, right? If he gets close to 30, I think there's a just like Keontae George, there's a reason that we're holding him for the upset. He obviously popped off here, amazing, 8 threes, a lot of career highs. So with him playing like this, our Fernie Simon is taking a back seat, only 11 points and 2 threes and 4 assists. DeAndre Ayton just being horrible. Yeah, if they ever play Donovan Killigan consistent 25 minutes, I think Killigan is a must roster. He had 14 rebounds, 2 steals and block. I feel like he's just better than Ayton. He's a +6 in 22 minutes. Ayton was a -19. Toumani Camara, he's getting a lot of minutes with Jeremy Grant out, and Danny Advia is also out here. 23 points, 2 steals and 2 blocks, and 4 threes. And Shaden Sharp went to the started at the small forward position, 21 points. He just gave you threes. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.